Hey everybody, and welcome back to Drawing with Paolo. Today we're going to draw a zombie. We've had a special request from Naughty Punk 666 who would like me to draw a zombie, as I think it's one of his likes, I guess. And so as the special request, we're going to draw most of the zombie's body here on our white page, and it's going to take most of the top part of this page. And we should see most, like, some part of his thighs and his upper body and whatnot. So let's get started. And the first thing we want to do when we want to draw a zombie in a human body is to start with the head. So we're going to draw a smaller sized head here at the top of my page. And as usual, we're going to start with the circle. So here's our little circle shape for the head. It's more of an oval shape. And from there, we're going to draw the back or the spine, just like that, just to give it a position. So there we go, the nice curved body. And then my zombie's going to be looking downwards a little bit. So the cross on here is a little bit downwards. The shoulder line over here. And that'll be sort of like an oval as well to do the whole torso. Just like that. And the torso's a little bent. So he's, zombies don't stand very tall. Or they may be tall, but they're a little crooked. Here's my arm and my hand. Draw a little square here for the hand. That'll be reaching out towards us. And my shoulder on the right side with the arm all the way stretched down. Here's a forearm with the elbow. And the elbow generally is attached to the belt line, just like this. It's always parallel to the belt line. If ever you have a question pertaining to how low should my elbows go. Then I'm going to draw here the pelvic area and the thighs, just like that. Now, in order to determine the thickness of the body parts, what I like to do sometimes is draw ovals like that, which show us how thick the legs should be. And we can do that pretty much everywhere, on the arms and the forearms, like that. I didn't do that for the Spartan video, but we can apply that to any character we draw. For the forearm, draw a little sausage shape or an oval part. And there you have it. Pretty much our whole thing is done. All we need to do is erase the lines in the middle that we don't need after I finish drawing a hand here. So we're going to draw that hand just like that, a little closed fist like this. And there we go. Now we'll erase whatever is not needed anymore. Here we go. Oh, hey, there we go. And all nice erase. Nice clean sheet. Now we can start drawing our zombie as we'd like him. So we're going to start with his face. And so a zombie is sort of like a living dead person. And parts of his face are skull-like, and his skin is falling off. And it'll be a male in my case today. You can draw a female if you like. So we're going to redraw the jawline here a little bit, and the ear where it fits. And then we're going to put the eyes where this middle line is, right below that line, because the line is supposed to be the eyebrow. And I'm going to give him a skull, nose, and cheekbone here. And then I'm going to draw a little more squarish chin. And we can erase the lines here in the head, as we don't need those anymore. And then we're going to redraw the neckline a little bit. And I think I'm going to make him like eyes that are looking right at us, just like that. And finish off his nose line like this. Give him eyebrows, so he's sort of like giving us a "what are you looking at" look. And here's his mouth line, and we're going to give him skull teeth, as his lips are probably rotted away. Little nostrils in here, and probably draw, the inner ear and his forehead and the outline of the face a little bit better. Redesign that. There's the jawline. And maybe parts of his skin are falling off, so we're going to flesh out these broken parts of his face. It's just like dashed lines around his eye. Bit of shadow. And I think I'm going to give him a baseball cap. So here's his baseball cap line. And his hat top. Just like that, with a little dot on top. And then we have to draw, of course, all it is really is a half circle. And then we have to draw the separator lines. But before we do that, I'm going to draw the back of his cap. This is where the cap ties itself up to match the size of his head. And the little holes that we allow us to pin that in. And his palette back here. Just like that. He's wearing it backwards today. And here are the little separated lines that denote each part of material that composes this baseball cap with a line thickness. And a bit of shadowing. And on the back of the palette here too. Okay, not bad. I think I'm going to give him hair. So I'm going to color the inside here, make it nice and dark. And I'm going to give him a little bit of a hairline here on the side of his ear and on the back end of his head. Color that in right away. We're going to put hair on his left side as well. So sort of over here, little strokes to represent hair. And a little bit of coming through the cap here. Just like that. All right. Give him a little eyelid, a bit more detail. Color his eyes in black. I like nice dark eyes. There's not much reflection in his eye, as this is a dead person, or should be. That's what a living dead is, or a zombie. And then I'm going to give him a shirt collar. So here's a little triangle, and I'll make another line coming like that, so a little mini triangle, and another bigger triangle to give him a shirt. By what? It's the collar, right? Here's the. What do you think this is? So I'm drawing the tie line. I'd like him to be wearing a tie. So what I like to do sometimes is sort of like draw the shape as I go along, just by coloring it in, rather than draw a square and then coloring the square in. I just like sometimes to sort of doodle in my shapes, like with the knot of the tie. I like doing that. But now we're going to draw the outline of the tie, just like this, and goes all the way down. There we go, with a little point at the end, sort of like a sword. And I think we're going to make his tie torn here on his right side. So, you know, living dead been in the ground for a bit, so I guess his tie is torn there. Then I'm going to give him a jacket. So, sort of be like a suit jacket. Do his outline here. And then give his, this jacket will be open, so I'll put the side of his jacket here, and then we'll draw his fingers. One little oval for his finger, second finger, another oval. We'll keep it very, loose for the moment, and we'll put more detail in there later on. You can give your zombie as many fingers as you like. Mine will have 5. Here's his thumb. And we'll put a finger on this last finger here. You can make his fingers like, you can have his hand missing some if you want. Doesn't need to have all his fingers. It is a zombie after all. All right, now the light's coming from the top here, so all the bottom part will be dark and all the top will be light. So we'll start with the baseball cap. And I'm going to color here the dark shaded part of the cap. And you have to remember to keep the top part white. That's where the light's reflecting off his hat. Same thing for under here. Make it darker in there. All right. Then I want to finish off his jacket here. So I'm going to draw a lapel. The lapel is that little triangular piece on the side of the jacket. And we'll do his other opening on the other side here. That goes beyond his belt line. So here's a shoulder line. And then we'll draw his arm. So his cuff, his wrist goes into a sort of curved shape here. And then we need to draw the shirt cuff, which is another sort of circular oval shape with a button. And then his jacket, that's where his forearm is. And then the bottom of the jacket line and the top. Here, going through the thumb. Careful not to draw on top of the thumb. And then his jacket will be torn. So I'm going to tear off a section of his jacket like that. And draw the bit of material that's dangling here off his arm. And we'll color that in right away. And we'll add his arm line here within the jacket. We'll put a little thickness. We'll erase that in here to clean that up. And then add his arm line. So here's his forearm line. And we'll redraw the contour of this tear and put an arm line in there too, so we can see the thickness of his arm in there and color in the back of the jacket. All right, here's the outside line of the jacket, curving to the front and attaching to the opening that we did earlier. Put his leg line in here, and the back leg line should come up here to the crotch area and draw in the back leg. And for the right one, the same thing. Draw the pant line and the jacket line down and erase inside there, and then we'll redraw the fingers. We can make really bony fingers now. So we're going to make really bony fingers, and all we need to do is make the joints a lot thicker than the fingers, and that makes it look very bony. So you want to make the, like for example here, there's a bump here on the thumb, and this bump is a lot bigger than the rest of the finger. So just like on the joints here, on the knuckles, you want to make the knuckles a lot bigger than the rest of the finger, make the fingers really thin. And that gives the illusion of boniness. He's a bony dude, and then we'll color in his wrist like that. And a bit more detail to the fingers. There we go. Redraw the cuff and color in behind this little finger, pinky. All right, we're going to draw the inside. We can see the inside of his jacket, so another little curve here, so we can see inside there. And the underside of his forearm is really dark. So the shirt, because the light's coming from the top, the shirt is dark here. So we're going to darken that middle part of the shirt. But the jacket in here is a lot darker because the light can't get in there. So we'll make it a lot darker along the jacket line. And the jacket itself will be pretty black. So the jacket, will color that in, make it really, really dark. There we go. All right. Let's color in the whole jacket. We're going to color it with 2 tones. So, oh, don't forget the pocket here. So I'm going to draw a pocket. Pardon me. And I'm going to leave a little white line here to denote light reflecting. And I'm going to recolor it in a lighter shade of gray. And do the same thing with the lapel. Leave a little white space around the lapel. I'll color the inside. And as it goes towards the chest, make it darker. I might put a little scuff marks here on the jacket, little threads coming off his jacket, and redraw the lapel line and the jacket line. There you go. All right, so now we can color in the tie. The tie will be 2-tone as well, so a dark and a darker one inside to give it a bit of shape. We're going to draw his belt here. So he's wearing a belt. Keep his pants up. And we're going to draw the contour of the buckle and that little thingy there inside there that holds the buckle in place. And the thickness of the belt line here. And one of the loops from his pants. There you go, that's a belt. And then the zipper line here with the stitch inside. Little lines to reproduce the stitch. And we're going to color in his pants, just a tone of gray. And then of course you want to keep the right side here, give it a little bit of a tear in there. You don't want to keep it too clean as a drawing. The zombie, this dude, so he's a zombie, we'll have to rip up some of his clothes. So we'll color the inside here. And then we can color in his pants a little bit better. So the right side will be darker. Put the stitch line here. And then we'll color that in. Put a little fold line here because when he walks, the pants tend to fold here. And then we'll put the right side darker than the left side. And we'll put in a little pinstripe, just for detail. You don't have to if you don't want to, or you can even make them white. You can use your eraser and erase little white lines in there. It's easier with the pencil, I have to admit. And we'll do here we'll draw the right side of the jacket with the tear in there immediately. And the lapel is done. And then we'll draw the arm part, the arm here. And then I'm going to color in some blood stains, but I want to draw his pocket here first and then draw in the blood stains or whatever. Some type of juice has fallen on him. And just color that in, any shape, any pattern that you wish. Just really, you know, having fun doodling here. And add the shadow underneath his collar. There we go, give it that 3-dimensional look. Color in the lapel, nice and dark. Same thing for the jacket here, I'll tear that off as well. So you'll have to use your eraser a little bit Color in the pants like we did on the left side, and color in the jacket like we did on the left side. Leave a little white space where the light reflects off of the right side of the jacket. And I'll make that side of the jacket a little bit worn up. And I don't think I'm going to do the whole arm, actually. I'm probably going to do the arm like ripped off. So I'm going to rip up his jacket here. And then with some dangling parts of the material, I'm going to finish coloring this off first. So 2 tones once again, make one lighter pass and then make a darker pass afterwards, leaving some of that lighter stuff that we did. And so I'm going to erase the arm here and make a forearm, probably all the way to the wrist, but it's going to be a bony arm, and his hand is missing. So here's the 2 bones in the forearm. I don't remember what they're called. And there's one bone and the second one here, and some muscle still attached to that. So some muscular lines, or muscle lines, and maybe sinew, I don't know. Just have fun here, putting details in there. Color that in a little bit better. Redraw the tear line of his jacket. Add the little bony parts to the wrist area. So your wrists are composed of a whole bunch of bones. So I'm going to draw these bones in here, little circles. There you go. Color in the the bone that is to the farthest, a little bit darker. And we're going to draw something dripping here. So there you go. All right, then we'll finish off his pant leg. Same thing as on the left side. Color that in. Add the pinstripes. Yeah, the zombie's coming along. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks ugly, but the drawing looks pretty good. And that's the point. You want to make your zombie look ugly and scary. And, talking of scary, we need to put him in a scary environment. So here's a little square with a perspective to it, with a thickness. And we're going to draw tombstones with R-I-P in here. And that's to say, rest in peace. Or in pieces. Rest in pieces. I remember a movie saying that. I don't remember which movie, though. But here's a cross on top of the tombstone with the thickness to the cross, just like on the side of the tombstone. And I don't want to put too much detail to these. These are like, farther behind the character. I just want to set them in an environment. But just keep it loose. If you want to put a lot of detail, go ahead and do so. And in my case, I really want to concentrate on the zombie. Put another tombstone here, a second one. Color that in really lightly. That's where the effigy could be in here. Color in the side and put one more in here. Well, that's that. Naughty Punk 666. I hope you enjoyed this zombie. I hope all of you out there enjoyed this zombie. I had a lot of fun doing this, actually. It was pretty cool. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please make them on my YouTube page. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Drawing with Paolo. Have fun. Take care. See you soon. Gotta finish this up here. See you next time.